We live? Are we live? Are we live? Are we live?
Yeah, it just said live.
Are we live? Are we live? What the hell?
Thing, there's lag, remember?
All right, we are live. All right, people. Welcome to another episode of the Sunday Cloudy Show. This is episode number 13. In here today, we have Mr. 300 Vapes. We have Circumstance Vapes and Vaping with Nikki B. And Kentucky Vapor said he might be coming in a little bit later. So, how's everybody's day going? Glad to see you're here. We got a couple people in chat. But right now, what we're going to do is we're going to go around the room and we are going to see who is all in here and what they are vaping on. So first, since Mr. 300 is working as we are on the live stream, we are not going to go to him first. We're going to go to my personal swag maker, Vaping with Nikki B. Not your average threads. What you vaping on? What's your shout outs for the day? And how's your day going?
A Sunday, as Vic would call it, I guess, right? But
Is that the only thing that you're vaping on today?
yeah. I mean, I'm only vaping on 2. I don't try to keep it like more than that. I'm not a big buffet. I mean, I have a whole big buffet up here, but yeah, I'm just just taking it easy this weekend. A lot of juices don't mix well when I'm vaping them. I keep with like I can't do a fruity with the coffee because it just tastes gross. So, but yeah, I was getting a little sinusy, like clogged up. So I needed to do a little bit of like a menthol, like it's not menthol, it's more of a cooling agent in the nitro. So it gives that cool coffee vape.
Yeah, and see, I've been hearing a lot of good things about Cold Nitro Blue. I've been wanting to try their coffee blends because I've been hearing a lot of good
I
things.
like their the almond cappuccino and the vanilla, the white chocolate. The vanilla bean's good. I just don't like the macchiato. It's just too strong. It's more of the stronger coffee. More of a coffee.
Good to know, 'cause that's the one I was wanting to try.
Yeah, the macchiato would be the one to go to if you want the strongest.
All right. Well, we are going to flip it over to Chad. Circumstance Vapes, what you vaping on? How's your Sunday going? And what's your shout outs?
Man, fucking Sunday's going pretty good, except for the fact that I'm tired as shit. But it is what it is. Vaporizzo switcher with the BTSC. I got Max Fish, the Cube with the Anti-Vape Berserker, Pod Juice 55, Watermelon Burst, 35 milligram Nick Salt. That's all I'm doing right now, keeping it basic.
Keep it basic. Keep it basic.
Yes, sir.
All right. What I am vaping on today is I am vaping on the Pulse X kit with the clear cap on top with the camo G10 panels. And I am vaping on some It's Pixie Cucumber Watermelon by Shijin Vapor. In the Kryptonite 26650 mech mod, I got the drop sitting on top. I love the way that sounds. That just sounds so perfect.
The drop sitting on top.
And then in that, I got some Gummy O's watermelon rings by Shijin Vapor. Everything I've got today is Shijin. If you've watched my videos, you know why everything today is Shijin. Got a big vape mail package from them. But first, single core Clapton build sitting in here right now. And in there, I got a Gummy O's Blue Raz rings. It's a pretty damn good flavor, though.
Hell yeah.
What's up, Kentucky? How you doing, brother?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
At least sound excited, Kevin. Shit.
I've got a migraine like a motherfucker.
So what are you vaping on today? How's your Sunday going, and what's your shout-outs?
Sunday is going all right besides having a fucking migraine. I've been watching Sopranos all day, and all I'm vaping on right now is the PB&J on Jam Monster and the drop dead on top of the Shogun, and my Nord.
All right, looks like Mr. 300 is still helping out a customer. So when he gets back, we will do his buffet. But right now what we're going to do is we're going to go through chat, see who's in chat, and say what's up. We have Amy Carty, who's actually right over here. And she is giving a big shout out to Gone Vape Ray for sending her the Espion Tour kit with the Cubus Max tank. And she actually can blow some clouds now. It's actually kind of cute. I'd like to say what's up to Minnesota Clouds, taking a boop. What's up, Don Santos? I sent you a link. If you want to pop on, you can, Don. All you do is you go into Zoom room, you go join meeting, and then you type in that number that I sent you. We also have Gone Vape Ray. Let's see here, who else? Looks like we got, that's about it. Spring UGA Lassiter girl. I'm always remembering very first name. I forget to take off the Lassiter.
Hi, Spring.
And we also got Kentucky in chat.
Fuck.
And we are able to read chat today, so.
Well, except for Chad.
Yeah, except for Chad.
I always get the shitty end of the stick.
I told you I got a room for rent and I can get you a job. Amy's like, yeah, right. He's way down there. He don't want to move away from that sun.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He probably don't want to move to that kind of cold.
Yeah, we just finally got done with the snow up here. Linda's House of Chill. Hey, how's it going? James Capozzi, what's up, brother?
James.
So what's everybody vaping on out in chat? We also got Nikki B in the chat now.
Yep.
It's like Mr. 300 is working hard on trying to sell that ejuice. As he gives us a thumbs up.
Why is this switching back? Oh, never mind.
So we're going to be talking to a couple of vape shop workers today, but some of them did have to back out last minute. Vaping with Ken was going to be on the stream today, but he had to back out at the last second because he had to go to his other shop instead of the one that he usually goes to that he can stream from. So we're hoping that we can get him on another time. Other than that, Chris, Insane Vape Reviews had some other stuff to do. What's up, Teresa? That's about it. I mean, we still got Mr. 300. Like, yeah, he is working, but he is still on the stream. So kudos to that.
Hell yeah.
Kentucky, I was on his stream last night, so he is showing back the love and being on my stream. I mean, I really greatly appreciated coming on your stream last night, Kentucky. I really greatly appreciate that. Actually got a couple of new subscribers from it, too. So
Kentucky's got some super trolls going on.
Oh, I know. I know. As soon as I got off of the live stream, I went back in to type in, and all of a sudden these trolls just started busting out. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and their little cocksuckers are taking other people's profiles and getting me all fucked up with that.
That's fucked up.
That's what you need to be
and they're taking people that doesn't have a wrench. See, if somebody's got a wrench and they duplicate their profile and their name, I can tell which one's fraudulent. But
yeah,
these cocksuckers are taking ones that don't have wrenches, making 5 or 6 different profiles, and so I've blocked a few people from the channel by accident because I clicked on the wrong one. So
yeah, see,
there's a way to unblock them and stuff like that. You got to go into your YouTube settings and stuff like that. You can unblock them. You can find out which one's the real one.
Oh yeah, I got them all unblocked. Yeah.
That's why I actually tell all of my wrench holders and my moderators to time them out first. Don't block right away.
You didn't even go live.
Unblock
What?
Yeah, on a good note, I found something to get around the damn whole YouTube thing.
If you want to share that out on publicly on the show, I have no problem with that because I would like to know because I've been wanting to do some build live build. You got wifey over here puffing.
Well, I would, but like I just had the name on my tip of my tongue and I just forgot it. So Nikki B, you want to help me out with that?
Streamlabs.
Labs.
Streamlabs.
Streamlabs. There you go.
What's up, brown eyed girl?
Oh, I got to give a shout out to Fat Boys Mods, Mike Hurley of Vaping Delights, and the Rising Vapors.
Oh hell yeah! Looks like we got another person coming in, or maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know why I've been getting trolled so hard the last 2 weeks. Because I usually don't get trolled at all. But the last
Dude, you've been getting hit hard.
Last 2 weeks, that's all I've got.
You get that in the beginning. I got it too. I mean, I got people coming in my chat and stuff like that. I always had, the big guys come in, and then all of a sudden I get a whole bunch of trolls along with it. So it was kind of like, oh shit.
See, when I first started, I never, all honesty, I never got a troll, and I've been live streaming since November, October, and I never had an issue until about January.
They only start trolling when you become a threat.
Well, hopefully, with I went through and age restricted all my videos. Hopefully, that helps a little bit.
Christopher, Michael.
It'll help up into the time that you get your 1,000 subs, and then you'll have to go and unrestrict them because once you restrict them, you become demonetized.
Yeah. CM, what's up, brother?
So.
Yeah. It's all right because they got an option where you can click the box and it checks all the videos at once.
Oh, that's cool. At least they got that option now.
Yeah.
I had to sit there and go in one time and sit there and click in every one, and this was like 3 years worth.
Yeah, I'd be done within like 2 or 3 videos. You know what? Fuck the age restrictions.
You know what? I don't mind the age restrictions, because it takes so long to get that cash. You know what I'm saying? And it's little minuscule stuff.
All right, Mr. 200 is back. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna see what he is vaping on, what he's got going on today.
Sorry about that, guys. I am at work. Yeah, man. So today, pod system wise, I got my Aspire Sprite with me. In there, I am rocking out with the Lemon Twist Pink Punch Lemonade 35. And then I got my Ground Cloud Innovations Cloak V2. And in there, I have the one. RDA is the WIC RDA. That's all I'm pretty much. I got some other stuff to the side. I'm using that for testing, but I mean, testing out a few little things right now. Gonna drop a few reviews, but all I got going right now, man. About it. I cannot see the chat, people, so hey to everybody in the chat.
Wifey over here is vaping on some what was it? Strawberry what?
Coconut pineapple.
Strawberry coconut pineapple. I can't remember what the name of the juice company is called, but it's a zero nic, so.
Coconut is a no-go.
I like my coconut. Honestly, when I tasted it tasted like Malibu rum without the rum.
Yeah, I like
coconut in a vape is really good, but I can't stand coconut, like raw coconut, like on anything in real life. Nope. Too chewy.
Yeah, no, I'm good on the coconut.
Have you tried a coconut vape though?
Coconut vapes are good.
Coconut vapes are good if they're done right.
Man, my favorite coconut vape was by Shijin Vapor. It was they did a coconut water. It was
oh, that's funny, brown eyed girl.
I think it was called H2O or something like that. Good.
I like the SRV or something like that. It was like a blue label. I can't remember. It's been so long ago. It was a coconut, it was like a coconut pie. It was just really, really good.
All right,
Lava-
everybody,
lava
tell me, is
flow
that
is
hot pink or is that red?
It's Chinese red, which means it's pink.
Yeah, it's pink.
Packaging says that it's red. That's why
No,
Gone
it's
Red when I
Chinese pink. It's Chinese red, which half the time the reds turn out pink for some reason.
that is pink as fuck to me.
pretty sick mod.
Yeah, that's the one that Gone Vape Ray sent my wife. This is
Oh,
the S Tour kit with the Cubus Max sitting on top.
I like pink, so I would rock that mod.
Pink's cool.
I would like to get like
That thing's only up to 30 watts.
Uh,
I would like to get like a purple mod, whether it be a tube mech or a regulated mod with pink splatter, or a pink mod with purple splatter would be nice.
so that's my pink mod.
What is that? Titan.
It's a parallel box. I also have a gold one, kind of goldish.
Big
Brown Eyed
pimpin'.
Girl actually said it out in chat. The juice that my wife is vaping on is actually the nude strawberry what? Coconut pineapple.
Oh,
And
I
what-
love strawberry.
Oh yeah, shout out to Don Santos. Very big shout out to Don Santos. If you haven't checked my Instagram, you need to. Those are some badass coils. Plus, he also sent me 2 pairs of his Claptons, and I can't remember what this is called, what these ones are, but they look like a flat wire. I can't remember what
Yeah.
build it's called.
Don, you're the motherfucking man.
Yeah, no shit. I'm gonna have to send Don some juice or something.
I'm waiting on, what is it? I'm waiting on. What the fuck is it I'm waiting on? Before I can build any more coils. Go through and see.
Oh yeah, that's right. I got a pair coming from you, don't I, Kentucky?
Yeah. Oh, I'm waiting on magnifying glass. Yeah, I gotta get a
I've been doing everything. I've been doing everything by sight, and I just, like I said, I made my first single core Clapton today, and I don't know, I fucked up quite a bit. I'll have to admit I fucked up quite a bit, but I found out the only way I'm actually able to do it, I can't hold the spool. For some reason, I can't hold the spool back. I have to hold it and pinch it with my finger with the wire that's wrapping against the other wire. For some reason, that way it just works for me perfectly.
I don't need them for Claptons. I need like staggered Claptons. I was trying to build some with 40 gauge outer, and it's staggered Claptons. You gotta go slow, or you gotta have magnifying glass. That way you can make sure you catch every groove, because they'll fucking skip grooves on you, and it's just a pain in the ass. So I ordered some of them jewelry.
Yeah, the one and only time I tried to use.
Oh, you guys got to realize.
Sorry, go ahead, Kentucky.
I was gonna say, when you're in a Zoom room and stuff, people that are on mobile and people are on like home base, there's a delay for like him. He's not trying to walk over. He's just there's a delay.
Good. I ordered a set of those jeweler magnifying glasses, like jewelers wear. So as soon as I get them, I'll get everybody's cools made up and sent out.
And yeah. What were you gonna say, Chad?
I was just saying I tried to build some fuse Claptons one time with some 40 gauge, and I couldn't even hold the damn wire. It was so fucking small, I couldn't even hold on to it.
I keep mine on a spool. I'll take it off the spool.
I threw that shit across the room. Fuck that.
So, okay, in today's video, the thumbnail says, what was it? Smoking underage publicly, nobody bats an eye. Vaping underage publicly, and everybody freaks out. I wanted to bring a note to that, and that's why I wanted to have a vape shop worker on the show as well, because I wanted to know the aspect of his point of view from it, as having to watch out for selling to underage minors compared to these other people that like are on the panel that purchase online, and they have to show ID in a different manner. What's up, James Rivera? But Mr. 300, what are your thoughts on this subject?
Man, it's crazy because I being in the shop, I've been working here probably about almost 2 years now, and you wouldn't think that you would see so many underage people trying to purchase vapes or juice or mods and stuff, man. And they try, it's literally almost every day. Almost every day, man, they're in here, trying to get stuff. Some of them you can kind of look at them and tell as soon as they hit the door, that they're underage. Some of them you can't tell, man, but we card everybody anyway, so it's just kind of one of them things. And then they'll say, "Oh man, I don't have my ID." What grown person doesn't have their ID, bro? Like, I mean, it's come on, man. Like you trying to.
I guess you ain't buying vapes today.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go somewhere else, brother. But the crazy part is they're obviously getting it somewhere. They're going somewhere else, or they're getting it. They're still getting it because they're vaping. They need pods for their soaring airs or for their drops or their little jewels and stuff like that, man. So like it kind of gets. I'm just like, man. And then sometimes the parent, the parents are buying it for them.
Yep.
So it's crazy, man. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Now, how do you guys combat with that? Like, how do you guys pretty much go on the defense for that?
What do you mean, like as far as what?
Like, let's say someone came in and you obviously know that the kid inside of the car, like you see inside the car that the person's in, you can obviously see that person that's in the car is underage. This is just an instance. And they're vaping, and they're vaping, but yet their mom and dad comes into the store and they don't have a vape, or an older friend comes in the store. Do you guys combat that like the gas stations do, where they have to show ID with everybody that is in the car?
Well, I don't necessarily go off because sometimes I can't see who's in the car or anything like that. But I mean, if I and I don't necessarily know that they're buying it for the person in the car. So we just treat it as, what I'm saying, a normal sale. They would still get carded.
Yeah, you can.
So as long as it's not a minor coming in and purchasing, what I'm saying? Like, so now if they, and even if they, if they come in, like it's still, I'm not selling it to, and I don't necessarily know that they're buying it for the person that they're with. You know what I'm saying? People come in with their kids all the time. I don't know that they're buying it for their child. You know what I'm saying? So we just kind of treat it as a normal sale. You're still gonna get carded, and we just kind of keep it. We just kind of keep it like
deny
that.
the sale, and you can't prove that you'll never get prove that somebody's buying it for their kid. And
now I did have an instance.
You can't deny the sale.
Now I did have an instance just last week. Underage teenager came in last week. I denied him the sale, and I saw him literally outside the door hand the guy some money. And the guy comes in and is like, "Yo, I need to get this." He asked for literally the same thing that the teenager had asked for. I'm like, "No, bro, no."
Yeah, see, that's the point that I was trying to get.
No.
Was actually that instance that you just said right there was actually the point that I was trying to get to. I just worded it wrong.
No, we're not doing that. We're not.
Yeah, Don, you can deny to sell anything to anybody. You can deny a 50-year-old that's by themselves to sell it to them, but that's going to generate a lot of fucking bad business.
Right. Yeah.
Speculations. Now, if you see, like he said, you see the kid hand somebody money, or you see the parent inside, you see the kid call them and say, "Mom, get this flavor, or get this mod."
Right.
How the fuck out and tell them no. But as far as speculating, if you start denying people just because you assume something, that's going to do nothing but cause bad issues there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm just trying to touch on the subject of underage vaping because the flavor ban, because there seems to be a lot of different governments and different states, and they're banning flavors due to the fact of underage vaping, and they say that it's just to help out to stop these underage vapors from getting smoking, and they're trying to keep them from getting the flavors, so they're trying to make it to where we only have tobacco flavors so they're not accessible to kids. But I mean, in my opinion, if I didn't have my fruity flavors or my candy flavors, I'd still be smoking cigarettes.
Let me ask you this. They blame it on kids are starting vaping because of flavors, and then they go to smoke. I started smoking when I was like 8 years old, and I never once, now correct me if I'm wrong, but I never once seen a fucking pina colada goddamn cigarette.
No, but they do have like cherry cigars, vanilla cigars.
So the flavor is, they can lay off the flavor because cigarettes taste like tobacco. And I never did smoke no gas station cigars. They got cherry and grape and this shit. We used them to smoke other things,
Yeah.
but not buy them to smoke cigars. Kids are going to smoke. Kids are going to vape. Kids are going to drink. Kids are going to do drugs. Kids are going to
They're going to do it because they're kids and they're curious. And
Yep.
I have kids.
Instead of blaming vape shops or vape manufacturers, parents need to take a little goddamn responsibility for their children. And instead of raising a bunch of goddamn hoodlums,
Yep.
teach them right from wrong. That's just it.
Completely agree with that.
You know what's crazy down here in Florida? I don't know if they passed it, but I know it was going into effect because I got a email from CASA, and they said they're trying to raise the age of vaping from 18 to 21, but at the same time, the ban's not going on cigars. So you can still go in at 18 and buy a flavored cigar, but you can't go in and buy a vape at 18.
Or you can't buy a vape at 18, but you can go sign up for the now. I appreciate every armed forces and anyone that's joined, but in my opinion, if 18-year-old is old enough to decide whether or not they want to put their life on the fucking line for their country, they're old enough to decide whether they want to vape or drink alcohol or any fucking thing else, and they deserve to do whatever the fuck they want to do. And that's the way I feel about that.
Yep.
I guess what I was trying to get at is how are the vaping shops combating with the flavor bans and the whole governmental things that are going on right now? I guess that's one of my main questions for Mr. 300. But he is also he's helping out customers, so we will get to that question for him when we can. But I mean, I like having other people's opinions. That's why I have multiple different people on here all the time.
See, I've always asked this question and stuff too, like to a lot of people, is like, how do you feel about teens going to vaping that have been in a household where maybe the parents have went to vaping? And people say, well, they never smoked a day in their life. But yet, if that kid was raised in a household up until they're 17 and they've been around cigarette smoke, that's second hand smoke that they were still addicted to because you've been around them. Like, I know there's some parents that smoke around their kids. There's some parents that go outside to smoke. But I noticed I always smoked around my kids. You know, they weren't always around me, like breathing it in, but they were in the rooms and stuff, but it's still in the house. But I noticed a change in my kids when I went to vaping. My daughter actually started smoking when I went to vaping because she's like, and I was like, I'm one of those parents that was like, I don't want to see her smoking, but I also don't want to see her vaping. She vapes now. She don't live in my home anymore. You know, she moved out when she was 19, but it's still the point of being that she's old enough to buy it. But I'm sitting there telling her, I'm like, you don't need to smoke that high of a nick, because she was over here the other day, and she's like, she's on a higher nick than I am, and she's like, Mom, it's stress. She says it's stress, and I'm like, I understand it completely, but don't go higher than that, and stay off the nick salts, because her girlfriend's on nick salts, and I'm going, you need to get off that, Joel. I'm like, you, because she was like, I go, that's 50 milligrams. You don't need it. I'm like, look at her going, you don't need it. And I found out she's still in high school, but she's over 18. How you combat that in schools where you still have 18, 19-year-olds in school? That's where, when they're doing all these studies and stuff, and they're saying, we interviewed all these kids in school and they tested it or they tried it. The thing is like, okay, how old were these kids that you're giving this, survey to? Were they 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds? My son was 20 when he graduated. He could sit there and say that he has seen a vape or has seen a pod system and stuff, because he was educated through me, about, do not do this. You don't want to do this. I educated all my kids. My kids, when they sit there and said they wanted to vape, I sit there and said, okay, you need to sit down and build some coils and learn Ohm's law. What? I have to do work? Yeah, you do. Show me that you can build a coil, because guess what? You don't have an allowance. You can't afford this. Yeah.
Yep. And I'm sorry.
When you make it to be work, they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Chad?
I was gonna say, I'm sorry. People can get mad at me. I understand kids are gonna do what they want to do. They'll sneak off and do it. But I'll tell you what, if I walked in the house and I saw my 15 or 16-year-old streaming on YouTube, playing games, blowing clouds with his friend, I would smack him right off the fucking couch. I don't give a shit who likes it or who doesn't. They might sneak off and do it somewhere where I can't see, but if I caught my kid doing it,
yeah,
I would beat his ass. I don't give a shit.
But it is about education. Parents educating their kids of what vaping is, because out of my 3 kids, and my kids are very close in age. I have twins, and then I have my youngest that's a year apart. Only one of them vapes. And I'd rather have her vaping, and she's of age, than picking up a cigarette.
Right.
But see, that's the thing. She's of age.
She's of age, but she was smoking cigarettes. As soon as she turned 18, she's still in high school.
Yeah.
But was she smoking in front of you though, Nikki?
No. She would never pick up a cigarette in front of me.
There you go. That was my point.
Because she knew that I would smack it out of her hand and tell her to get out of my house.
Yep.
Just because I was like, I'm sitting there trying to better my life, and I mean, it took me 5 years just to get my husband to vape. It does take a toll.
Definitely.
I never pushed it to him. I just sat there and said, I just can't have you smoking around me or in the house.
That shit stinks.
I could not handle it anymore. I would go into almost like an asthmatic attack being around it now. It triggers my asthma really bad.
Yeah.
Actually had a friend come over and stay over for about, what was it, a week? And he's a smoker. And I actually asked him to smoke it further away from the house. And he accidentally left a cigarette butt out on my porch. And, I could smell that cigarette butt, honestly. Like, ever since I quit smoking, I can smell that shit so much. And it stinks so bad. I hate it. But
my kids hate
in the house somewhere.
My kids hate it that because all my senses are back. When you get your senses back and stuff, you can smell everything. I learned that my kids were smoking pot, and stuff like that. I'm going, what the hell? But then like the neighbors, we have a few neighbors, the first of the month, if you have your windows open, it just whiffs in, and I'm going, that better not be you up there. So I don't want it in my house. I'm just.
So, Mr. 300, do you have a minute to answer a question?
I thought I did. Killing me, man. Hold on.
Foolish is on, but we got the door.
Foolish.
Yo, I'm trying to
There
get
he
myself
is.
together. Hold up. Hold up. For some reason, what's up? Let me check my stuff because my headset is not working.
It's working.
No.
The mic might be work. Here it is. Here it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I had issues with this damn thing. All
Now
right,
the mic. Oh,
now it's back working.
yeah, the mic's really low now.
Hold up. Because this device, oh yeah, actually I gotta adjust the settings. I had some problems with my shit, so I had to. Where is this? Adjust. Hold up.
Yeah.
Hold up. You can hear me now, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Audio is good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, because I was about to say, my audio should be straight. I just had to adjust some shit. This laptop is the worst, man. I be having to flick back through shit and try to adjust shit. Where's my damn lotion at? He pushed the lotion on his skin.
Or gets the hose again.
Yeah.
Subaru don't talk too good.
The hell y'all's up to, man?
Not much.
Not much. I'd like to say what's up, Missy Adams, and what's up, Stu Rep, and what's up, Shane Smith. And the topics we've been on today has just been, oh, what's up, Bob Ellis? The topics we've been on today is underage vaping and combating the flavor bans that we are prominently about to have happen. But Foolish, what's your flavor menu today?
Peanut butter strawberry jam. I'm still with that syntax. I'm still on that. Pretty much about it. I just got finished doing a rack of samples, so that didn't really go too far. One did though, but I'm just not vaping on them right now though, because in my setup I only have. I'm not cleaning out my setups, man. I only have in one of them the prohibition watermelon lemonade, and then in the other one I have the mix of that peanut butter custard with the peanut butter jam strawberry, which I'm gonna be throwing out next week after my drip goal comes in these streets. Waiting for that.
But what are your thoughts on underage vaping, Foolish?
I have no thoughts on it.
It's like I'm being neutral in this one.
Yeah, because I mean, it's it's the damn. I mean, the best way to put it is, didn't you do shit that you wasn't supposed to do as a child? As times as you know, as the new era, as something always comes new into play, is always something that a child is going to be kind of like, sometimes interested in shit. My son picks up my pizza, but he knows not to fuck with my vape shit. You got kids out here. It's I done touched base on it so many times, man, that it's like it's a dead era.
Yeah.
We've been dealing with it. You've been dealing with it since vaping began. It just really boomed. It just really kind of like boomed, and a lot of it went into a lot of it. Like, of course, got attention. If a lot of people noticed that a lot of the attention went to sales from gas stations, 7-Elevens, but that's a lot of teens knew to shut the fuck up and just they laughed at it because they knew that's where they wasn't getting their shit from a lot of times at the end of the day. So it's you, it shouldn't be done, but you'll be wasting your breath, sitting back trying to argue with a teenager about the things they should be doing and what they should not be doing. That's up to their parents for them to be, installing into what they should be doing and they should not be doing. So you going telling them what they should and should not be doing, and next thing you know, the parent coming at your ass because you telling their kid how they should be living and shit. It's because you don't know how that parent is. That parent might be lenient as to what the fuck to do. The parents might be fucking alcoholics. You know what I'm saying? Might be cocaine cowboys, so they don't.
That my wife was actually just saying that over here. She's over here on the side. She was just saying that they might be trying to get away from a different situation, and vaping is their way out or something like that. Which I do understand that, but I mean, what I'm trying to get at
I ain't
is
trying to get it. They ain't trying to get out. No, they ain't trying to change. Nah, that ain't even an aspect of them in something, and they trying to get out of that to get into vaping. They getting into vaping because they think that it's cool. They see
yeah.
their
I see.
friends do it, and they
Yep.
do it. Yeah, they want it because they know that it's you got the kids in school that are getting A's and B's. You got the kids in school that's fucking up. You got the
Now,
kids that's coming in to learn. You got the kids that's going in to fight the teachers.
Yeah, that's true.
now here's a reversal. Okay, if it was taxed, and the government had their little, but they got all the candy flavors and everything, but yet they're not sitting there saying, "Oh, kids are getting a hold of this. We should put a ban on this."
I'm
See,
gonna
it's
tell you.
because they don't have the tax on it.
I think that all in all is basically the best and the simplified way to put it is that they are continuously trying to find ways to fuck with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's because like you see, all the famous people, like the guy that plays the Green Hornet, the Green Hornet. I seen him on the side of a billboard holding some Bacardi on a like a box truck, some flavored Bacardi. But you don't see them to be like, oh no, he's famous and all the kids like the Green Hornet and all this and that, and let's take that off, let's ban it.
I mean, you got a lot of more kids that are fucking drinking liquor and shit than fucking vaping out this bitch. And like someone else just threw in the chat, when it became juuling instead of vaping, it started booming more. And it was like to me, that's when you see a lot of kids doing a little jewel shit, and it's like, that's when I'd be like, man, like this is just the ignorant part of vaping. But I mean, like a lot of other shit that that goes on is always going to be some ignorant shit transpiring no matter what the situation is, whether it be gaming, whether it be skateboarding, whether it be street racing. It's always some bullshit in the mix. But because vaping, of course, it little stands out because of the fact that there's a lot of FDA regulations in it and all those, a whole lot of FDA regulations that keep getting hit in it. And every year, it's the same shit. Every year, it's the same shit. That's why I was like, it's just no into it. Even the teenagers, that do it, they grasp towards the people that they feel are in their area, in their tier. Donnie Smokes is the character for that. Donnie Smokes is the one that generates for the youth of vaping. And you can't sit back and tell him, you can't really tell him shit because, like, he's going to move the way he wants to move and as any kind of way that it is profitable to him. He don't give a fuck about who's sub to him or whatnot. He don't. He's just like, hey, I'm getting views on my shit. It is what it is.
Yeah.
See, and
Subaru, I'm gonna have to hop off here and go pick up the kids. That's what that phone call was about.
Oh no, that's all right, bro. I appreciate you coming in though.
Thanks for
Hell
having
yeah,
me.
Kentucky.
It's nice hanging out with you guys. I appreciate you having me on, Sub. And I'll check you guys out next time. So.
All right, bro.
Yankee Vapes did come into chat earlier. I didn't see it, but thanks for coming in. We also have Coil Proby's Journey into Coils that just popped into chat.
Coil Prob, what's up, bro?
Yo.
Must be well. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe, hit that bell, like, and comment.
I ask y'all this though: have y'all ever had Clock Tower Vapor?
No, I have not.
What about American Grit?
Nope. I'm a cheap motherfucker. I barely buy juice, and when I do buy it, and then I review it, and then I don't buy stuff for a little while.
I have had. I got a couple of things in last week that I had tried out. One of them was bottle, man. That they fucked me. They basically just fucked me. They got me good. So if I could find the correct ones that have that beautiful as fuck label on it. All right, here we go. So here's some from American Grit. So with this type of label right here, it's a nice little standard label. And on the side of it, it told you, what was in the bottle and everything. No sweetener added. Total shit. Got this one. So these were in the installment also. So I had like 5 lines, and this line and this, it was 3 lines. No, 4 lines. 4 of the lines were no sweetener added. So I had to sit back and vape like 17 bottles of shit that had no sweetener in it.
Now, see, when they say no sweetener added, okay, they could be the truth. There's no sweetener added, but the DIY stuff that they mixed with it already had the sweeteners in it. Just like I use the sweet cream because it has the sweetness and the cream and stuff like that to bump up the levels to where I don't have to add sweetener because it's already in sweet cream.
Right. So this one, these right here, there were some blends that had the note to it already. It had like a nice little sweet note, and there was like maybe like 3 that I had tried. One of them was a peach nectarine, and the other one was a cactus lemonade. I can't remember what the last one was. It wasn't all that. Those are the only 2 that was really like stand outish. Oh, there you go. It's actually it was the grape Red Bull. Because the grape Red Bull, Red Bull doesn't really like have a sweet taste to it. It has a quirky kind of taste. So it resembled that, but for the not having any sweeteners, those were not even my type of blends. You can even like look at it and tell from the lightness. But the crazy thing about them was that they had a great level of nicotine satisfaction. It was something. I mean, me trying out all of them lines and was like, damn, not one of them was fuck. I had no complaints about the nicotine not off, not one of the fucking blends. I found that to be amazing. But as far as like the flavor, nah, we can't go on. I can't. Was not my blends at all. I was pissed that they all of this shit, and I'm like, yo, like, what the fuck? For a moment, I was just thinking, did that shop only specialize in non-sweet blends or something? But they didn't, because one of them is called the Glory Days, and there are 3 bottles of three flavors in the installment: watermelon, blackberry, a peach, orange, mango, and a kiwi, lemon lime. All 3 of those were good. They most definitely had the sweetness, so they weren't like the other ones. But the watermelon blackberry was the phenomenal best. That was my favorite one. All the rest of that motherfucking shit is just a basic as fuck review. I'm like, I just had to hurry up and get the shit done. It wasn't fun by far.
Yeah, the question with that watermelon, was it more of a candy watermelon?
No, it was a juicy watermelon. That right there, that whole line was like, it just reminded me of a Tropicana juice line. But it was good though. It was good. That's the only thing I could really say about it. I mean, for $30 though, that shit better been fucking good. For $30 with 2 bottles, I was like, shit. Only thing about certain, like sometimes when I look at some of that shit, man, I just be like, so fucking, it pisses you off when you think about all the characteristics. Sometimes you can go to like a convention and they got things, of course, like $10 a bottle for the 60 ml bottle, $100, 100 ml bottle, $10. And then you go on some sites and you see that shit for like $30 and shit. You're like, man, what the fuck is this? Why is it like this? Like, this doesn't know. Oh, Vapor DNA is having an awesome sale, by the way, for those that do not know.
What's
going 300, you motherfucker.
Sorry, go ahead.
What up, man?
All right, I was wondering, how is your guys' vape shop in your community combating the flavor bans?
I
was about to say, they ain't doing shit.
It ain't. I mean, Nothing that I know of.
My local vape shop's so freaking expensive. I don't ever go there. They for the regular Vupu drag, they wanted like $90 almost.
Mm. Man, that's the thing with a lot of the shops, man, they're not really like for the people, man. Like I understand, yeah, the shops got to make money, man, but like once you actually get into this shit and you start seeing, like before I started working at a shop, I was like, oh man, okay, their prices, and now I'm working at a shop, and I feel like our prices are decent on a lot of shit. Some of the shit I don't agree with, and then I'll go talk to the owner, and then they don't mind lowering the prices. And then too, it also depends on how much they can get the shit for. But the majority of the time, man, this shit is cheap as fuck, man. Like it would blow your mind to see how much this shit actually costs, and then the markup, that some shops do or some places do, man, is astronomical, dude. And stuff like that causes people not to go to those shops anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, damn, man, like, come on, dude, like y'all
And,
and then
and
you got some play even with some of the e-liquids. It's people come in, they switch shops because they come in looking for, say lemon twist. Oh man, you guys got the lemon twist. How much is it? It's $25. And you get, it was like $25 for one. No, it's two. I paid $25 for one. Or how do you get one when it comes packaging is two?
John Vic.
So they're
They're
taking them
taking
out
that
of the
shit out.
packaging. They're taking them out. They already paid the wholesale price for them, which is anywhere from wholesale pricing on juices anywhere from like $9 to maybe $12. All right. So then they paid say, let's say $10 for 120 mil. They're taking them out of the packaging and charging $25 per bottle for them. And then some people get locked into that. Okay, this is my shop. I'm not shopping anywhere else. I love these people, and they don't go anywhere else. But then one day they might need some coils, and they just happen to stop in somewhere else, and then they find out, oh man, what? They've been raping me the whole time. They've been raping me like this whole time. Like, come on, man. Like, no, it's just crazy.
Well, like
Oh,
the
that-
prices, if you guys were to go in a shop 5, 6 years ago when I first went into a shop, it was like you were raped anyway. Because you go in and you sit there and see the online prices compared to now. If I would have known now what I knew a lot of difference. I went in a Sigelli 150, the metal box. Everybody remembers those. The one vape shop was charging $150. I'm like, $1 a watt? Yes,
Right there.
that exact one. I have the red one, but I did not pay that. I was like, well, wait a minute. My other shop's selling it for 75, but you're selling it for 150. I'm like, why would you be charging me $1 a watt? Because it's red, and they had no prices on their stuff, which I don't shop any place that don't have a price on it, because that's where they sit there and they look at you and they like, if you're the only one in the shop, they'll sit there and say, oh, it's this much. No. Mm-mm.
Well, that's like, I guess, something that goes with yours, Nikki. When I first started vaping 3 years ago, it's right when that Dopo, the Twisted Messes, the black 150-watt box, I paid $125 for that.
I think my first purchase of, like, I always call it the above an ego, I think I paid like 125, and that was just for juice, and then it was like a little Spire, little bigger pin, and I was like, I need more battery life, because I kept on going back to cigarettes because I was charging, it took 4 hours to charge those little pins, I'm like sitting there going back to cigarettes going, I need another device. And my husband's like, spent like $50 for a pins, I'm like,
I was just telling
it's a lot
people.
easier now than it was then. So I take it with a grain of salt now.
I just paid $30 for a 30 mil of Nick salt that I could have paid like $15 for somewhere else. Shit at 300 shop. How much was it? 30 mil of Nick Salt?
18.
$18. I paid $31, and that motherfucker didn't even have the goddamn lemon twist. I was mad as shit. I like, man, he put up all this goddamn shit. Not to mention, even sold me an open bottle of juice. Not even a discount on the shit.
Oh man.
And that's the second time. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the second time I'm gonna put parts of this on me because I did not check shit fully, but also I'm putting it on the shop because they didn't take appreciation into the goddamn shit and realizing that how the fuck you selling the motherfucker some open shit? I don't get it, you know. But the first time they got me was with the fucking Aspire. They sold me the version 1 and told me that this was the newest one, that this was the version 2, but I was not paying attention to the fucking packaging, and sold me the version 1 for the price of the version 2. I like these motherfuckers, but I wasn't going to go back, but I needed some Nick Salts for this PAL too, so I went back over there and got some more shit. But it was funny because when you said that about the combating the flavor ban, shit. When I went up in that, I ain't saying shit about no flavor ban up in this bitch. I ain't know a flavor ban was coming again. I was like, shit, what? Shit,
well, it's been in the process for the last few years, you know,
yeah.
Flavor bans, because it's always about getting the candies and stuff. It's the packaging on the hints too, is that it's so attractive to kids. They're saying,
Yeah.
but no, it doesn't matter if it was in a black and white bottle.
They still gonna do it.
Okay, if it sits there, it's the names. It's vaping. It's vaping in general. Stop putting it on as the flavor. It is vaping in general. It's not just because I'm sorry, I still like sweets. But know what? I get them in a vape. You know, the vape diet, I call it. You know what I'm saying? 150 pounds lighter, you know, from when I started vaping. It is a vape diet, you know, because you're not craving those because you're getting it from a vape. Why not sit there and market this as, you know, we're not dead. We're older, but we're not dead, you know. Some of us still like Trick cereal in the morning, you know.
It's like the government.
Gotta be frosted.
To me, it's like there's a level in the government that wants to see people die off.
Oh, without a doubt.
While and these are the people that are capitalizing because they're going to be good. They're good and wealthy. You know, they're capitalizing.
Brother, they want everyone to be sick, bro. They want everybody to have cancer, lung cancer, mouth cancer. The medications and the band-aids for that cost so much. And they get paid off of that, bro. They get paid off of us being sick. You know, yes. That's just how it works.
Proof right here.
This is the topic I was trying to touch on. I just don't speak right.
Yeah, I mean, you know, cancer. Cancer is the number one thing. You know, that medical. How many times have you been to the hospital for breathing issues and stuff since you started vaping? Me, I used to get bronchitis at least 2-3 times a year. I haven't been back in the hospital for bronchitis since I started vaping. That's a big majority of the money right there. Being stuck in the hospital for 2-3 days because you can't breathe.
Oh shit, this motherfucker out of juice.
One day in the hospital, my bill was $8,000, like 4 or 5 hours. $8,000.
God damn.
I've been in the hospital, like I just showed you. This is just my records. This is just for a year down here in Florida. This ain't when I was in Tennessee.
And they're going to tell you that it's from vaping, so that way they can make money off of it.
Oh no! I've had 8 blood clots.
Well, I'm just saying, like the doctor's not gonna tell you the truth. He's gonna want to make his money. If you're telling him, that you're not smoking, that you're vaping, they're gonna be like, well, that's the reason.
You know what I tell them?
Some reason.
Do you know what when they ask you, are you a smoker? I say, I'm not a smoker, but I still get nicotine. And if they sit there and say anything, I say, well, then why aren't you on my butt about drinking soda? Because I'm getting caffeine. You know, that caffeine can do more damage to you than anything too. So why aren't they going after caffeine companies and stuff too? Energy drinks can cause heart palpitations. I can't drink energy drinks. I have heart palpitations. Things like certain nicotines, like getting too high of a level, can send me into a heart rhythm. You know, so I have to also monitor my nicotine intake. You know, because I don't know why.
Being an adult about it.
Yeah, I mean, get a doctor that is for vaping. You don't have to sit there and stick with one doctor. You know, get a doctor that is for or is more open-minded. I sit there and tell one doctor, you know, going in, you know, don't look at, as long as you don't sit there and say anything about my weight, I'm okay. Because I hated going into a doctor and the first thing they sit there and said, gastric bypass. You know, it's just like that. Okay, you want to be my doctor? Don't get on my case about smoking or vaping.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I went into that doctor's office and I told the doctor that I was vaping. She said, "What's that?" Immediately, I said, "When I leave this fucking doctor's office, I'm getting me a new fucking doctor."
Right.
I bullshit you not. That was it of her. And then I came out of there, and the nurse knew what vaping was. I said, "Oh yeah, this is it. Y'all never see me again out of this bitch."
I don't even tell my doctor. I just feel like I quit smoking. I don't even tell them I'm vaping because I don't want to hear it.
Now, the only reason they want to know is because nicotine in a system can actually, it's the healing process. You know, that's why, like, if you have to have an open heart surgery or you have to have an immediate surgery, they didn't know if there's a clotting factor, just like you have a clotting factor. You know, if you have blood clots, they need to know this just for medical purposes, because you just kind of like you go into a doctor and you say, well, no, I'm not on this medication, but you really are. And it actually counteracts with another medication they give you. That's whose fault? Just let them know. I still have nicotine in my system, but I get it through another. Just like if you have the patch, that's still nicotine. So say there's no difference between that patch on my arm than what I'm doing here.
I know everybody hates the big pharma and all that shit, but I gotta say, if it wasn't for Johnson & Johnson paying for this medicine right here, $500 a month is what this costs. I'd be ready. I can't afford that. And they pay for it every month. So that's, I mean, at the same time, you know, they suck, but they're kind of helping me out. So
yeah, and
same company that actually put a whole bunch of women in with cancer and stuff. Hence the baby powder episode, with knowing that they had, yeah, come on. I mean, Johnson & Johnson is still Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the companies that are giving us our governmental help and our help with our medication are also the companies that are also helping fund the big pharma and the big tobacco companies at the same time.
Without a doubt.
I mean, it's all about money. Everybody's got to make money, and it's all about. I mean, you got the FDA trying to do scare tactics. You got the Truth campaign trying to do scare tactics with puppets, might I add. I mean, it's just a big money pit that everybody is trying to pull from.
Well, why aren't they actually looking into vaping as a resource to of, you know, putting, you know, like being able to, like, instead of like in, you know, taking pills and stuff. Some of people can't take pills, you know, like asthma medicines. You got, you know, inhalers and stuff like that. A lot of people get choked up and they can't actually get them into their system. Like when I was asthmatic, every time I would take a puff on my inhaler, I would cough, you know, because of the medicine would go right to the back of my throat and it would irritate my throat and stuff. If they had that in a nicotine, like an inhaling system, like vape, I would be able to sit there and do it. But I was never getting it into my system. That's why they put me on a nebulizer, which hence just feels like vaping.
Yeah.
it's vaping, you know, but it's crazy. They'll sit there and pump you. They'll not complain when you sit there and say, I'm a smoker. They're like, you should stop. But then they'll sit there and give you nebulizer treatment and send you home. yeah, open my lungs more so I can go home and smoke another cigarette. Is all I thought. Is like, just open my lungs to where I can get my nicotine. That's all I cared about.
And the way I see it is vaping is being used as an scapegoat for all of the big pharma, big tobacco, everything like that, all of the government entities, so that way they can get back all their money that us vapors have supposedly taken from them by not being regulated. I don't mind taking the government's money as long as I get my flavors. I don't mind. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind being taxed by the government, but as long as I can have my flavor.
There's a tax, and then there's overtaxing.
Yes.
You know, when they're sitting there saying, "I want 60% or 80%," and you're going to sit there and put a whole bunch of companies out of business. You know, that'd be like Mr. 3. Is it Mr. 3000? 300? 300. 300. You know, that'd be putting him out of a job. You know, if his vape shop went down, you know, that's his livelihood. The companies, how many people of getting their stuff? It's little businesses, and we're supposed to be for little business and not against it. But yet we always sit there and let people do what they want to do. That we're supposed to be the land of the free, but we're not free.
Bob Ellis put it in there right perfectly. Vape tax won't cover what states are losing by us quitting smoking.
Right, because they have it to where they get a cut of tobacco sales, every state.
But see, Don Santos, I don't really agree with that. He says when big tobacco has their fingers in the pie, vaping will be good again. I don't agree with that. I think that big tobacco should honestly stay out of the vaping community and stay in their own little cancerous community that they have.
So let me say this. So I agree with what he's saying as far as, so like once they got into it or had their hands into it, all of this FDA shit would stop on one hand. But then I also agree with you as well that they should stay separate. But what he says actually makes sense if you look at it like that. Like we wouldn't have none of this FDA shit if it was, you know what I'm saying, if big tobacco, if they could make money off of it, then none of this shit would be an issue. But the issue is we're taking money. People aren't getting sick anymore. People can breathe now. People can, you know, taste their food now. All these people are finding out about vaping, and it's taking money out of their pockets. If you're not sick, nobody's making money. You know what I'm saying? Right. And they're seeing how much this vape industry is making, and they're like, whoa, oh no, we can't have that. Y'all need to go check them out. They're not doing something. Yeah, y'all need to do something about that. You know, and it just doesn't make any sense, man.
That's why I say it's a huge conspiracy, because it's a conspiracy between FDA, the big pharma, and the big tobacco, because all they're trying to do is, like I said, get their hands into the pot.
But the thing is, once you separate tobacco and vaping, that's when they're going to tax you, because they can't tax the tobacco anymore than that at a certain level. But yet they're going to say that, you know, we have not had long-term studies of what vaping can do to us. What if, you know, 10 years down the road, we find out that it does the exact same as smoking? You know, because back then they didn't know it, but now they know it. They're going to sit there and say, oh yeah, it's okay now, because guess what? You're going to get sick, and we're okay with that because it's going right back in their pocket. It's going to be totally different. It's about them getting their hands in the cookie jar.
Right.
I don't care. They better if they're gonna take my vaping away, they better come shoot me with some tasers, because I'll vape straight VG before I fucking smoke another cigarette.
I can't go back. I'd rather just stop totally.
You sure? Because they got them new Newport Platinums out now. You know what I'm saying? That's supposed to be all that.
I used to smoke Newports long time ago.
See, they ain't had the platinum then though. They ain't had them platinums back then, Nikki. They got the platinums now.
I was around when the Newports tried to bring out regulars.
We're talking about a whole different type of coating on your lungs, you know. So I don't know.
you have Marlboro when they only had just Marlboros, and then they try to go into the menthol section. We're like, no, don't go there. You know, you can't do it right. But then you had Newports that tried to go into their realm, and I'm going, oh, they're screwing shit up.
I actually used to smoke the Newport Reds. When I smoked the Newport Reds.
I could not do them Reds, man. I looked up and I looking at the window, just so I happened. I looked up and saw that shit. I was like, hold up, man. Like, they got fucking platinums out now? Highlighted. You know, I love how they highlight that shit in the window.
You got foolish over there with a pack of cigarettes, like.
I was like, man,
I smoked what they call cigarettes, you know, Virginia Slims 120s, you know, the really long, skinny, or Turney 120s. I wanted those real long cigarettes. If I could get one of those long pipes, you know, that looked like, I wanted to have one of those. I was like, oh, it'd be so cool. And then I'm going, I look so stupid.
Man, like, I don't even like seeing, when I see people now like smoking a cigarette, it's just a little bit of a turn off. But I mean, like, some people are stuck in their ways, and you know, you see a lot. But I mean, like, in BC, I have seen over the years that that turn, because me being downtown is when I see a lot of different. I would say the culture is different, because you have that mix of people. So you'll have a good amount of people that, you know, vape downtown. But like walking around up in this area, which is not too far from downtown, like in this building, of course, we have, let's say, over 300 units, and shit, I don't see no more than like a handful of people in here vaping. I know one lady I know like maybe two people on this side that vape, but other than that, a lot of people in here are like cigarette smokers, and weed smokers.
No, well, I always sit there and say, because my parents are the stubbornest parents. I mean, they tried everything from Chantix. You know, my mom almost died on it. You know, a lot of people know this about me. You know, I hate Chantix because what it's done to my mom. She still has a brain clot in her head. You know, one actually released, and she couldn't remember anything for like 2 days. She was in the hospital, you know, blood thinners, everything to try to get the other one released, but it didn't. And I'm like, you'll never go back. You'll never do that again. You're going to go to vaping. And my parents pack and a half, well, 3 packs a day growing up. So I was around parents that were 6-pack a day smokers together. If you're in a room in the house with them, you imagine 6 packs a day around you constantly. You know, between the two, they never knew I was stealing cigarettes from them. Yes, I was a thief. You know, I still and to know that they didn't even realize that a pack was missing a week. You know, that I was like, how much of a smokers are they? You know, I'm like, I was a kid that did my you know, what smoking can do to your lungs as my science project. But I ended up being a 22-year smoker later, because when I left home, I was like, I don't feel well. I always felt like I was getting sick. I was nicotine deprived. I ended up going full-blown smoking when I moved out, because I was so used to being around cigarettes and smoking, my parents smoking inside. They had like a mint green couch. When they like, here, we don't want the couch anymore. I'm like, that couch was light green when you bought it, and it's like this age now because of all the nicotine on it. I had to have it professionally cleaned.
Totally different color.
Yeah, it when I was watching them clean it, it was coming out, looked like pee. It looked like our very well steeped liquid. I was like, that's disgusting.
That's like the cigarette smokers that their walls done turn colors and shit like that.
Oh man, my grandmother walls was like that, bro. We went after she had passed away. We had went and took pictures and stuff off the wall, bro. Like,
yeah, you got to see
I thought the walls was brown. Like, I thought the walls was white. Like they was white behind the picture frames, man. Like, I'm like, and then we go to, like, you try to get something to wipe it, and it's just like,
it just smeared it.
My God.
Yeah, it's amazing,
like,
isn't it?
All that stuff is on the wall, like build up, like it's just
and this thing, and when you look at it, you like think about all that buildup that's on the walls, that's in that person's lungs.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole thought.
and that's what killed her. She smoked cigarettes. Hell, she smoked cigarettes for almost 20 plus years, man.
And for people that still knows a smoker, if you want to convince them if they're smoking in and around their kids, tell them, say, take a baby wipe and wipe your couch. Just take it and wipe the side of your couch and look at the residue that comes off on that. Your kids are laying on the couch. Your kids are actually, when they lay on the couch, they sweat, their pores open up. It gets into their blood system. It gets into their system. The tar, not it's not nicotine. It's the tar and stuff like that. That's the secondhand.
Yeah.
I want to say it's.
Hey, I hate to budge in. It's been like an hour and like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and I can't sit in this chair no longer. This fucking wooden chair is killing me.
Yeah.
If you need to go, you need to go.
Yeah.
I did want to touch base on one thing that Bob Ellis did say in chat. He said something about Amy's got chat. He did say where is it? Mark my words, Big Pharma is going to get into e-liquid and have their politicians pass laws to make it required to have a prescription to get it. I could see that happening.
Did he say bullshit?
No.
Yeah, I call that bullshit.
But Chad, if
say
you
bullshit.
need to go, you can go. Just go ahead and give your shout outs and do your outro real quick.
I'll just make it real quick. I appreciate y'all having me on the show. Mr. 300, nice meeting you. Nikki B, thank you for the help. Subaru, much love, brother. Foolish, nice seeing you again, bro. Circumstance vapes, keep it cloudy. Put down a cigarette, pick up a vape, and I'll see y'all later.
All right. Later, Chad.
Bye, y'all.
But yeah, they're yeah. I mean,
what they're talking about in chat is the big hold conspiracy between pharma and all that.
Okay. Say that you need a prescription to get vape. Okay, they're going to limit you to the mills. They're going to limit you to the next.
They're talking about your nicotine.
Right, the nicotine that you get. But then who's going to be grandfathered in? Okay, because think about it. They're going to sit there and say, well, you've been vaping for 5 years. You should already be quitting by now. They're not going to see enough of a cut down on that. Yeah. I don't see that ever happen. I mean, it could happen, but I don't think there's going to be too hard of a thing to pass that.
Yeah, and I agree, but if that ever does happen, I mean that screws over the little guy even with the vape shops too as well. I mean, it would make it to where they wouldn't be able to sell their e-liquids just simply due to the fact of that they would have that control.
Hence, I asked my doctor when I was admitted to the hospital. I'm like, I go, why can't you vape in a hospital? I mean, you got all this, it's a private room, you got ventilation, I was just curious. It's just because it's not regulated. I go, you could actually give me a mill per, saying so many, you could regulate my vaping. Because I have a mill or two. But the thing is they said it's not regular. I go, so you're saying that the patch that you put on my arm that has a certain amount of milligrams is not going to absorb into my skin if I actually have a very dry skin? No, my skin's going to suck that shit up like wildfire. Just like, Foolish actually was putting lotion on a minute ago. Say the same lotion that he uses would be not like for me. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't like absorb it in my skin, or maybe it would suck it in so much where I still become really ashy and,
I think it's more so that when it comes to a lot of areas where vaping is not allowed, it's not really even the regulations, it's more so the fear from other people, and to eliminate the talks and all of the drama that can come from it, they just say no. Which is a lot of places. They just, just to sum up all of the stuff, you're gonna have people that's gonna say why we cannot vape, and then you're gonna have the people that say why are they vaping. So in this moment, let's just cut everything out right there. And what I love
to say it's not regulated, I sat there and told the lady, it's regulated. You just have to give the right amount of what the person needs. Just like medication, you would know how much I would need. You just have to figure out the amount that I needed.
Like, you remember, if you see a lot of the old movies, I love when I look at old movies, man, and I be looking at like they'll be at the airport or something like that, and they'll be smoking a cigarette. I be like, oh my gosh, I just wish that I could have been alive during that era and of age, or where as though you could be in a building and do this. You know what
They
I'm
used to
saying?
have smoking in theaters, and if you notice, a lot of the movies back in the day, they actually were promoted by Big Pharma with the smoking of cigarettes. They would encourage the actors to smoke. And if you notice, if you ever watched a movie when you were a smoker and the actor lit up, what did it make you do?
Hold on, say that again.
It made you light up. So they had ashtrays in the movie theaters. They had ashtrays in the hospitals, waiting rooms, and stuff like that. That was the thing. They were everywhere.
What the heck? I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out what the heck is this. I don't even know how this thing is supposed to work. I was given a task that I don't even know.
It's a G-string.
Oh, you know what? I get it, man. It go like, yeah, man. I'm like, what?
That's what it looked like.
It's
That's what it looked like.
Are you trying to fix a lanyard?
The hell is you trying
What's up,
to do?
Addie?
Tooney.
I love it when Addie. I fanboy out when Addie comes in.
I know Addie's a cool guy. I love him.
I know.
I've been trying to get him on the panel.
This part, my baby boy is supposed to be going like on a camping trip tomorrow. This is
Man, where the pictures at? Man, where the boxer came in, man? Where the instructions?
I know, right? None of that.
Cause you known for they go foolish. Who foolish? You known for fucking some shit up.
Fanny pack. It covers the front, it hooks at the side, and it goes up the
Foolish
butt.
known for messing something up, man. Find the instructions, bro.
Hey, I'm trying.
It's gonna be broke. He ain't gonna be able to use it.
Talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking.
Put the bag off.
Man,
the batteries.
Man.
Probably
it's a light. It's a headlamp.
Oh, it's a head thing, bro. They're going the head. Like, you got the head thing, got a little strap.
Yeah, the batteries go right in.
The little notches attached to the strap, and then you adjust it.
Yeah, but see, I had it going the wrong way, I think. So
upside down.
Yeah, so I got to fix that. I'm gonna get that adjusted.
Watch him. He'll be wearing that as a thong later and wearing it as like a little belt.
Like, what the fuck is this shit?
Next review, you'll see him wearing it.
I put this on wrong.
As soon as he come back from that camping trip, it's on.
Let me get that up.
I don't even want to see that review when it comes down to where he's spotlighting that. Sorry.
He's going spelunking.
Time to highlight some shit. God damn.
Got them LEDs on it. Got them LEDs on it though.
Don't go into seizure mode.
Yeah. That motherfucker still got the little light still left over. Every time I turn around, I see 4 lights just like a UFO. God dang, that was bright as shit.
Oh yeah.
You can put this on your goddamn car, man.
Oh, seizure alert.
Hey, you don't need no head. You don't even need no headlights with this motherfucker right here. Hey, it's kind of funny just thinking about the LEDs, right? Well, my homeboy got this Range Rover, man, and ever since he got this Range Rover, it has just been like a downside of events. Nothing has been pleasant since he's got the vehicle. First off, the ride. First off, the gas, of course, is busting his ass. He's paying like damn near $70 for gas because he got to use premium. He got an old ass goddamn truck. The truck is probably like, I think like a 2000, if not somewhere in the 2000. It damn well ain't up in like the 2000 and probably think it's like a 2009, something like that. But it ain't new. I know this motherfucker costs like over $25,000. You're paying like $500 a month plus. I said, cuz, what the fuck is you doing getting this shit? Like, you better getting a fucking Ultima. What the fuck, you could have got you a goddamn Maxima with the panoramic roof. So he need ties for the motherfucker, right? I'm like, cuz, you can look up get some ties off of eBay for like, possibly like $300 for the whole set. Nah, I gotta have the ones that's on here now because those are the ones that look right. I said, well, how much they running? Shit, like $600-700. Let's say, he ain't even got it.
That's on the cheap end.
He ain't got it. So that's a downer. So then I'm looking at it, right? And you know how Range Rovers always sit up high? He's always sitting like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody done hit him in the kneecaps or something. To make it lower or something. He said, nah, that's how high it goes. This model is. I said, man, what the fuck you mean this model, man? This shit. So that was like maybe like the last month. That was last month when we did summed up to that. So just recently, yesterday, I pulled up and I see him pull in. I'm like, all right, let's see what the fuck is going on with this truck today. He literally cuts the truck off, gets out the truck, and the lights are still on. Now, this is nothing normal. We know how sometimes your lights are set on the timer, but nah, this motherfucker lights was flickering on the inside. So I was like, I never seen that before. Is that something new? I thought maybe he installed an aftermarket pod. You know how they got aftermarket pods that make your horn say down, 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 all that other kind of shit. Lights going different kinds of ways. So I thought that's what he did. But nah, evidently he's done installed some LED lights that he done order from somewhere, and the truck doesn't take LED lights. So every time he cuts the truck off, his light stays on for maybe 5 minutes, and they just flicker. I ain't want to tell. I said, man, your truck a piece of shit. I say you my Chrysler 200 right now, cause for 10,000, you'll be way better off with that than you. Hey, every time I see this truck, I'm like, man, people just don't know, man. They see this motherfucker and think that this is something nice. But man, only thing nice from this truck is the paint job. Paint job is in immaculate condition. I give him that.
He just jinxed it. Watch, he'll come in next week with the whole scratched up or something.
I think that his thought on that truck was the same thought as some people have with the older Impala. I wanted that model, so that's the model that I'm going to get, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, so that's what he did. But sometimes that's not the best thought, because you ass out on money with that vehicle. It's old, it's dirt. Ain't nobody gonna want to buy that shit from you. It's over 100
high miles. Shit probably got super high miles on it.
Cause my homeboy got a Cadillac truck, which is a later model than his, and they offering him at CarMax $6,000 to $7,000 for the truck. At first it was $7,500, and then when he went back, it was $7,000. So
every time you go in, it gets cheaper.
Right. I'm like, well, I don't understand why would you go to CarMax and do that, and they told you automatically that. I know they told you because they told me. The disclaimer is that when you leave out of here, you only have this offer is only good for a week. Right. So you going back a month later, I don't understand why would you do that thing and you were going to get more or something. So he went back and they told him $6,000, $6,500, almost $7,000, and I'm like, well, shit, the truck, his truck is more of, I would say, in immaculate condition than my homeboy's. Only thing that's wrong with my the homeboy Cadillac truck is that it might need a new dashboard. I think it was something like, how the dashboard gets in the sun all over time. The dashboard kind of got out of whack. But other than that, still in fresh condition. Way more better condition than that fucking that Range Rover.
You better take that 6,500 and run.
Man, but the truck is in good condition to the point where, though, he could have gotten he could get a secondary vehicle and just sit the truck and just use it on the other days, and save it.
It's paid for?
That's
Oh, shit.
Yeah, when it's paid for, cause man, look here, man.
Motherfuckers till the wheels fall off.
Well, see, I ain't gonna lie to you. Only reason why I will have a secondary vehicle is because I don't want to put all that wear and tear on my main vehicle. And going down, once I learn a lot of the tax write-offs and stuff like that, me having a secondary vehicle won't really cost me as much.
Yeah.
So
See, with me, my 2018, I don't even have 9,000 miles on that bitch yet. My 2018 WRX, but on my truck, I have over 40,000 miles because I drive that bitch more than I drive my car.
yeah.
So granted, when my car comes, when it comes up to wanting to trade in my car, or if I ever do, it'll be worth more than what I'm actually, But we are getting up to being on almost 2 hours. So, and I do have to go to dinner tonight. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go around the room and give our shout outs, give our outros, and we will get on out of here.
Oh, y'all already know I am foolish motherfucking vape shop. YouTube me or Google me. You can find me easily all damn day.
All right, Mr. 300.
I am Mr. 300 Vapes, man. Mr. 300 Vapes on YouTube, Mr. 300 Vapes on Instagram. Monday night live streams, 8 p.m. Central Time, man. That's all I got for you, man. Appreciate you having me.
Appreciate you coming in. Nikki B, didn't mean to put you on the spot there, Mr. 300 today.
I'm vaping with Nikki B. You can find me on all social media and also at Not Your Average Threads on Instagram.
And let me tell you what, she does some great, awesome work. She does some awesome work. I mean, we do have the 300 subscriber vape away coming, and I did not put in the stream or in the video, but anybody who does win will also be getting a custom vape towel. Yep, Nikki's already got hers. And, nobody knows about this yet, but I'm going to let everybody know. The white on the towels glows in the dark.
That's awesome.
For you guys. Something cool for you guys. Nikki made all of my vape towels for me, my vape mat, and my shirts for me, and I am greatly appreciative of that.
I'm about to say, Nikki, I thought that you did that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I do. I do heat press. I do embroidery. I also do getting into silk screening too. So
okay, that's what's up.
I do.
All right.
I do a lot of people's. I'm always on the back end and everything. So anybody's looking for custom stuff,
Gotcha.
hit me up.
All right. If you want to go to her Facebook page, Addie Tooney did just put the link in the chat.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm Subaru Nerd Vapes. You can find me right here on the YouTube land. You can also find me on Instagram at Subaru_Nerd_Vapes. I also do have a PayPal set up for the channel. It is PayPal me at Subaru Nerd Vapes. If you'd like to donate to the channel, all the money that goes donated into the channel goes back into the channel, whether it be hardware for reviews, or let's say a camera, so that way I can do downloads, whatever it is. I mean, everything that I get for the channel goes back into the channel. I never use it for personal use, ever. But I would like to greatly appreciate and like to thank everybody that came onto the panel today and everybody that came into chat today. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And if you're watching and you're not subscribed, please subscribe if you like the way the channel is ran and if you like the content that is on the channel. But to all y'all out there in YouTube land, it's the Subaru Nerd Vapes. We out. Later.
I'll say I never am able to tell because for some reason, I don't have